Good evening and welcome once again to the Whiskey Cowboy Live. Tonight's date is November 2nd, 2025. It is a Sunday. Sunday. Hope everybody's weekend is going great or went great. It's over now. Fix my hat here. Show a little more of my face. Laurel says, "Hi, looking good, sounds good, fantastic. Hey, I'm gonna throw some music up there, and you let me know whether or not it gets jittery for me again. I increased the bit rate for the audio, and we'll see if this is gonna help out." Come on now. And that should have been enough to tell whether it's going to go smooth. Oh, so it sounded smooth. There was no jittery. Because last time, as soon as the camera came on and there was extra audio, it just crapped out. And it didn't this time. Good. Okay. That's good. Hate to have to do the test each time, but what I did is I increased the bit rate on the audio going out. So hopefully that's going to take care of that. But it's best to start at the beginning of the show. That way we know, okay, she's running good. And if I need to throw some audio in there, I can. Looks like everybody's a little late again, but at least Laurel showed up at the show. Tonight's coffee is Blueberry Cobbler from New England brand coffee. Got a bit of a headache. Just came on. Don't know why. Do not know. Now, let's see here. Waiting for folks to stream on in. Didn't you have that coffee on Wednesday? No, I had chocolate-covered strawberries. Pretty sure. Wait a minute here. Yep. October 29th. I'll give you a little. Each time before I start the show, I put the date so that I can remember what day it is, and then I put the coffee of choice. So, yeah. So, last Sunday, I didn't have one, but the Wednesday before that, it was chocolate caramel brownie. Then Sunday before that, which is October 19th, was wild mountain blueberry. So, that's the last blueberry we had was October 19th. Wild mountain blueberry. Not as good. Not as good as, and they're both, that was Green Mountain Coffee was Wild Mountain Blueberry. It's okay, but if you like blueberries, Blueberry Cobbler from New England brand is better in my opinion. I believe Dunkin' Donuts has a blueberry muffin. That's pretty good too. Both Dunkin' Donuts, blueberry muffin, and New England brand coffee's Blueberry Cobbler are better than Green Mountain Coffee's Wild Mountain Blueberry. They're all good, but yeah, comes in number third. Yeah. All right. Laurel had shared on Instagram her grandson zipping around on the ATV. That was cute. And I kind of liked his Halloween treats. Those were quite original. You know, with SNAP benefits on the Fritz, you know, some people might enjoy some treats like that. I got one was a packet of specialty squeezed peanut butter, and that's fine. And the other was a chicken flavored ramen. Hey, like I posted up on her Instagram, who doesn't like or need a chicken flavored ramen? That's a good treat. We did individual baggies this year. Usually we just dump the candy in a bowl and tell people pick one or two. It's a pain in the ass. And then they take forever trying to figure out what they want, and then they get the crap candy at the end. No. This year, we got individual bags. So the missus went and she separated all the candies. She got all the candies and separated them all, evened them all up to equal what we had bags for. So just off the top of my head, let's say there's 8 pieces of candy or something like that in each bag. And they're all the same. so and you can't see it. So it's a Halloween bag thing, and it's tied up. And we put that in a basket. And then when the basket was getting low, we just refilled it until it was time to stop. But yeah, it was like just pick one bag, and it worked great. Kids came up. They were all the same types of bags, but some were color oriented different. So some were black heavy, some were red heavy, some were orange heavy, some were whatever, green heavy or blue heavy or whatever. There's several colors, but they were all the Halloween same thing. So the kids just picked whatever they wanted, and that was that. And saved a lot of aggravation. They just came up and this year was good too, because last year I used my cell phone. Laurel says we don't get trick-or-treaters here. We live at the end of the road. Dead ends. Yeah, and dead ends at driveway. Yeah, well, we get them here. We're on the main drag. I mean, it's not the highway, but it's one of the big streets in town. And so last year I played my Halloween music and spooky noises on my cell phone, which doesn't get very loud. Like, this year I got my battery-powered Street Cube LX. So, hey, and that's Bluetoothed in. I Bluetoothed it to my cell phone, and she was cranking. So we cranked the music and the spooky sounds, but we didn't get dressed up or anything. Not this year. Which kind of reminds me, Laurel says that's pretty cool. It is pretty cool. I could have plugged in a microphone and put the reverb on, and I could have sung along with her, did laughing along with it, whatever. But I didn't. I was lazy. I could have. And I could have. Happy Halloween. I should have done. Oh, hey, if I'm still here next year, I'm going to do that. It's like a Happy Halloween. Along with the spooky music and everything. What the hell was I saying? It's going to be an interesting show because we're an hour late, but we're not, because of this damn changing the clock stuff. We need to stop that. There's no need for it. No costumes or anything. But I had on my duster. I had on a winter. I had a shirt jacket and then my duster over it because it was cold. The wind was blowing. It was cold. We're sitting out on the front porch. And I kind of got insulted, little insulted by one of the costumes of a couple young fellers. They were teenagers. They thought a Halloween costume was putting on a cowboy hat. Each of them had a cowboy hat on. That's it. Just regular clothes. Put a cowboy hat on, and then just trick-or-treating. It's like, I'm sorry, my culture is not your costume. That was, I mean, you gotta, I don't know, put a skull face on and a cowboy hat, some fake guns, and do something. Get one of those broom pony things. Do something. Don't just put a cowboy hat on and walk around and happy Halloween. No. That's not right. Laura says, put it on your calendar now for a week before Halloween next year. What? Put what on my calendar? Oh, to bring the microphone out? There's just enough air. Just enough. I think it's the... to remind myself about the mic. Yeah, I'll have to do that. There's just enough air movement with that fan because it gets warm in the studio to make my nose hairs itch. Nose hairs itch. Here we go. No, I'm not on the cocaine or anything. I'd be a much, much livelier show. Had to stop by the liquor store today on our travel. Beautiful day to drive. We drove all over the place. It was a beautiful day out there. A little windy, a little cool, but the sky was beautiful and nice and sunny. So it's like, yeah, that's good. Stopped by the liquor store. Had to restock one of my bottles. I ran out of Elijah Craig small batch about a week ago. And as you folks know, it's my go-to, not my favorite. But when in doubt, Elijah Craig small batch. It's a solid bourbon, 94 proof, good price. It's usually about $32 to $36 a bottle. That's your standard fifth. I got the big bottle. I got it for $50. So I got it for less than half two big bottles or two regular bottles. So if I can get it at the bigger bottles at a good price, that's the way I prefer it. It makes more sense economically, especially if it's one that I like. And it's always one that, people go, hey, John, I got to get a whiskey for so-and-so. It's like, well, do you know what they drink? No, I don't know what they drink. Da, da, da. Okay, Elijah Craig small batch. Or Elijah Craig, small batch. It's the default. It's the Honda Civic of bourbons. It's good. It's good bourbon. 94 proof, ain't quite 100. So it's got some strength, but it's not going to hurt you. Got good flavors, good price. So I like to keep that on hand. I get that, like, you get those evenings you want a whiskey, but you don't want something that's going to burn you too bad. Maybe your throat's a little raw. You don't want it. It's a good go-to. And I tend to favor, though, I like a high rye bourbon or a non-botanical rye. So I like the spices. But sometimes, the spices ain't doing it. You want something a little mellower, but you don't want to go with like a Angel's Envy or something like that, which is a weeded whiskey that it's just too smooth, a little too, Long Branch is the same way. Long Branch is from the Wild Turkey folks. They made Long Branch. It's kind of a gentleman's whiskey. Too smooth for most nights for me. But on a night I just want some whiskey, but I don't want to fight it. It's a good go-to. Long Branch and Elijah Craig, small batch. You can't go wrong. You can't go wrong with Elijah Craig small batch. Again, when in doubt, and you need to get somebody a gift, there you go. A lot of people go, oh, I want to get him something more expensive. Well, you can. Here you go. Expensive whiskey's nice. Most of the time, it's not as nice as the expense. Hey, Judy, welcome to the show. So I say if you've got like $80 to spend, $85, $90, let's say you got $85, $90. You can get them an $85 whiskey. You can do that. But I can tell you, I can get you three $30 whiskeys that they're going to love. And they get 3 times the whiskey. So it's, it just depends upon what you want. Yes, there are expensive whiskeys that are really good. I have just found, however, that most of the time when it comes to, unless they're not going to drink it very often, if they'd be just as happy with a $30 to $50 bottle of whiskey. Me personally, I'll let you know what I want. Get me some Elijah Craig small batch. Get me some Old Overholt bottled in bond, and that's a $22 bottle, $26 maybe. Evan Williams bottled in bond, that's a $21 bottle. Those are great. You see what I just did there? Laurel says price doesn't mean necessarily taste better. Absolutely correct. You want to get a little pricier? Okay, go on up and get me some Yellowstone American single malt. Yeah, buddy. That's at like, I think, about 114 proof, somewhere around there, 114.3, something like that. It is an American Scotch. They can't call it Scotch because it's not made in Scotland, but it's a Scotch. It's a non-peated Scotch. Absolutely wonderful. Love it. It's got spice. I'm a spicy guy. But yeah, I can list you. I can make you a list of a whole bunch of different types of whiskey. And I'd rather, you're going to spend $100 on me? Let me get you the list. Let me get you the list. And then I'll get you, 4 or 5 bottles easy, if not more, depending upon how creative I get. And they're all going to be good pours. They're all going to be good pours. I guarantee you, I can take some of my bottom shelf whiskeys and some of your expensive stuff, and I can lay them out in front of you, and you're not going to tell the difference. Most people can't. Most people can't even, they can't nose and distinguish all the notes between the whiskeys anyways. Yes, indeedy. Judy is on the show. Judy's in the show. I didn't get any recordings for y'all last week. I'm sorry. Had other things that I had to deal with. Just never got around to it. Hopefully this week. I got a lot of shit to deal with too. I still got to go out and I got to get my son's tree cut down and bucked up. I still have to do that. Before snow falls, I want to get over to Gus's at least once. I'm sure he's got some deadfall already there that I can cut up. That'll be good for this winter. I gotta get my Franken-Zebo done. That will be done this week. That will be done this week. I'm about done getting the hoop shed squared away. Got a little bit more to do. Still need to find a small engine repair place, someplace that deals with snowblowers, so that it can see if my son's snowblower can get fixed. Because I cannot get the bearings off of one side. Just can't do it. I tried. I tried. So I'd rather spend, $100, $150 at a shop getting that dang thing taken care of. Shouldn't have already got the part. I just can't get the bearing off. I just don't know what their hourly rate is. Then to have to spend $1,000 or more to replace the snowblower. So we'll see how that goes. Got last month's paycheck in from Facebooking y'all. Wasn't as much as the month before. Wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. Wasn't as much as it was the month before. I haven't had any new monthly subscribers probably darn near a month now. They petered out after the first month. I said, hey folks. And then I got in like 8. I've got 8. It is what it is. So I'll do another push here. We've started the month. I'll do another push. But I ain't stressing it. It is what it is. Gus says, toss in your truck and bring it on over, see what we can do. Oh, you got something? You got something that'll pull that bearing off? A regular bearing puller ain't going to work, Gus. Ain't going to work. But yeah, I'll bring it over. It doesn't cost me anything to bring it over. Hey, good evening, Kay. So maybe I'll bring that over this week. This week is going to be a rough week. I'm going to try to get into as much content as I can, but this week has you got heat? I got heat too. Remember I got the torch? I heated that thing up and she was smoking and I still couldn't get the damn thing off. Still couldn't get it off. Yeah, tried it. But yeah, I'll bring it over. Not a problem. Not a problem if I can get it back up in the truck. That truck's got a big ass high end rear end to it. And my son helped me push it up into there over at his place. And I don't think the missus is going to be able to help me here. I can get it down. That's not a problem. Gus says nothing to lose. No, got nothing to lose. Got nothing to lose. Yeah. So, yeah, we'll figure it out. But yeah, hopefully get over there at least one good day to get stuff bucked up over at Gus's place. And then Laurel says, have you tried KROIL? The hub swears by it. Broke loose. A lot of stuck parts on at Ford. No, I don't have that. There's something odd about the actual shaft that it's on. Kind of looks weird. I don't know what the hell it's. The other side is smooth, and this side almost looks like it's textured, which it shouldn't. All the documentation, all the videos that I saw, both of the bearings on both sides should just come off, and they should be smooth. And this isn't smooth. So I have no idea what the hell the deal is. And Gus says yes. Deadfall wood. That's best for this year. Like the stuff from my son's tree, that's not going to be good burning this year. Maybe by next fall. It's going to be too green. We'll see. Yeah. Man, I love the truck. I can't tell you guys how much I love that truck. Love that truck. It's comfortable. It's roomy. It's big. It's got enough power. I can haul anything. I like that truck. I like that truck. She going in the shop Tuesday. The driver's front air sensor, the tire pressure sensor is all fucked up. Oh, you have Croyle. Yeah, we'll see. Hell, I'd even leave it there with Gus and say, Gus, you want to fuck with it? Have it for a week. I don't care. See if you can fix it. and I'll pay you the money. Tell me how much it's worth to you. It's like, fuck, I ain't got that shit. I got no problem with that. Gus says, I'll get it off. Oh, I could get it off. It's just whether or not. Well, number one, and then hopefully it won't fuck up the bearing, because then if that's the case, we'll have to get another bearing. Again, I'll pay for that. That's not a problem. Or you could cut the whole damn thing out and replace everything. No, I don't want to do that. It's just, it should be because the bearing comes off one side. But will it work again? Yeah, if everything is replaced. You got to take the wheels off first. So you got to take the wheels off, even though they're not affected. They're not affected. But they're covering up where you need to get, because there's another shaft that goes through, and it's up from the wheels, but you can't get to it. So you got to take the wheels off. Then you got to take the bearings. You got to take caps off the end of the shaft. Take the bearings off of either side. Unhitch a part and slide it to the left. But see, you can't slide it to the left unless the bearing's off on the other side of the body. That's what I can't get off. And then once you do that, well, hell, that's easy. Then you just slide the other part over your other parts, and then slide the other one back in it, bolt it in, and you're good to go. Slide it, and then put the bearing back on, put the caps on, and right as rain. But you can't do any of that without getting that bearing off. I bought a new bearing puller. I'm like, yeah, I got a bearing puller someplace. And it's like, yeah, but it ain't going to do that. So I went and I ordered another one. So now I got two, but I got a decent one. And it's like, no, and I still can't get in there. Can't get it in there. Not enough room. You got to get back behind the bearing. And there's no room to get behind the bearing. Laurel says engineers design stuff they don't have any intention of working on. No shit. Yeah, exactly. And things go together good if they go together in the right order. The same way as working with cars. And a car had a convenience panel. It had all sorts of stuff in it. I told that to a mechanic. It was back probably about 20 years ago. I said, yeah, it says it's supposed to be in the convenience panel. And he just busted laughing. He's like, yeah, ain't nothing convenient about those damn panels. They're an inconvenience panel. So they're a pain in the ass to get to. They're a pain in the ass to work with. And cars are built in a certain way, in a certain order. So if you put things in, that's fine. Well, how the hell are you going to? Well, then you got to do 7 things to get this one. It's freaking engineers. Remember when you had enough room in the engine bay of your car, you could just damn well climb into it? You could sit on the front part of it, and you'd have room between yourself and the engine. You could actually slide your feet down and sit there. You can't do that anymore. There's no room. You got to be a damn contortionist to get here, there, and everywhere else. Like, stop it. I ain't running shit. Yeah, Laurel said you could fix it with a screwdriver, wrench, and a hammer. Yeah, and a pair of pliers. Wrench, pliers, screwdriver, and a hammer. You're good to go. Good to go. And if you dropped something, it'd fall all the way through and down to the ground because you had room. Now you drop something, it's like, where the hell did it go? It's hidden someplace. It's behind this and tucked up underneath there, and it's like, how the hell are you going to get that out? Yeah, now you need a computer degree or a gadget, and you got to pay for a gadget. You got to go in and reprogram everything. By golly. Crazy. I ain't running shit. I didn't design it. We got too much technology involved. Too much technology. Yep. But yeah, that snowblower. The part's a $20 part. it's a $20 part. It's like, oh, this is fucking easy. Yeah, I just need to replace this. $20. Yee. Yeah, wrong. Can't get to it. Son of a mother. Yep. Labor is $250. Right. That's what I was worried about. Labor is $250. Tell that to your son and get him a shovel. He's got a shovel. And this last year is when it just got so bad he couldn't use the snowblower anymore. And he had to push it. So it's throwing fine. The belts are fine. But what it is the drive clutch plate thing. They're in a different place and they look a little different on each thing. But yeah, and then you just push that onto the drive gears or drive plate and it goes. Well, he got about 4 or 5 inches of the rubber off of the squish plate. I call it a squash plate, like in a helicopter rotor assembly. It's about, like I said, 4 or 5 inches of the rubber right off of it, which means that it'll clunk, 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 clunk as it slips and it hits. You can get it going and it'll jitter, jutter sometimes, but then after that, it just won't do it because it's just not going to, it's just going to be slipping. So that plate with the rubber edge on it needs to be replaced. And the missus was like, why don't you just tell him to buy another one? It's like, look, again, I said, off the top of my head, it's going to cost him at least $1,000 to replace this with a new one. Because shit ain't cheap anymore. So it's going to be, between $1,000 and $1,500, somewhere around there. So if we can get it fixed for less than that, it seems kind of imprudent to spend $1,000 or more for something that hopefully you can fix for, I was hoping $20, but whatever labor costs, like I said, if Gus can get it done, then hey, I'll pay him the labor. Give a shit. Within reason, I'm going to give him $1,000 worth of labor. But you know what I mean. It's just doesn't make any sense. It's a good machine. It runs. But how they designed that whole thing, that's retarded. Yeah, it's the first use of the word today on this show. No, it just doesn't make any sense. I mean, yeah, it's a good design, but how it goes together and how you can replace things doesn't make any sense. It's not a thoughtful design. But what are you going to do? Don't know. So that's that. Okay, so what else we got going? Oh, I made some home investments. Said I won't take a cent if I can fix it. Well, we'll see. We'll see how that goes, Gus. I got me some of them Ryobi. Yeah, I'm not above Ryobi. I don't use tools enough to pay, for, I do have some DeWalt's and I don't have any old Milwaukee, but I got some DeWalt's. But I got a good bit of Ryobi equipment, and you know what? Ain't nothing failed me yet. So I got some Ryobi battery operated tools because I was tired of having to run an extension cord out every place I need to do some work. So I got myself some Ryobis. Hey, Peggy says, hey there, been listening and no one ever of our generations threw stuff away. Yeah, I'm going to throw it away if I can help it. Why? But yeah, so I got some Ryobi stuff. I got their not entry level kit. I got a 6. It's a 5 tool bundle, and then it's an extra battery and extra battery charger. So I have 2 chargers and 4 batteries. And because 1 charger is fine, you need 2 chargers. Gus says nothing wrong with Ryobi. It's what I have most of. Yeah, it's never done me wrong, and it's half the price of DeWalt. I love DeWalt. I love my DeWalt tools, love them, but I've never had a problem with any of my Ryobi gear because I don't abuse it, and I'm not running it 24 hours a day. I'm not that's not how I make my living. So I use it periodically, and that's fine. So this kit has the 5.5-inch circular saw, which come in handy. That's great for cutting my 2x4s. I don't need to run my other big. I've got corded stuff, but to get it out to do anything is just a pain in the ass. So I got that. That comes with it. The 5.5-inch. It comes with a light. I don't need a light, but it comes with a light. Impact wrench. Those are great for driving the deck screws, which always give me trouble with my regular drills because you'll strip out the heads. So now I got a proper impact wrench. I got a cordless screw drill with it as well. So I got a regular drill and an impact wrench, light, the 5.5-inch circular saw, and a saber saw, which those come in handy. I was like, I need a saber saw. I'm tired of trying to use a jigsaw everywhere. I need a saber saw. So those come with the thing, plus a 2.5 amp hour and a 4 amp hour and a charger. So I got another charger, another 2.5 hour and 4 hour. Don't leave your batteries in the cold. Ask me how I know. Yeah, they'll die. Yeah. They're charging right now, so I'm going to bring them back in the house. I'm going to store the batteries in the house. My other ones, for my weed whacker and stuff like I haven't had any problems outside. But the cold will drain them. The cold will drain them pretty quick. So with the other kit, with the other batteries and charger, you get one free tool, and then you get to choose from. And I got a hand router, so that'll help me with dovetail joints and stuff like that. So that's what I went with. So now, since I've already they call it a 1+ system. Now I can get things like the brad nailer and stuff like that. And they got 2 levels. They've got brushless, and they got ones with brushes, and they got all sorts of cool tools. Once you get set in a tool family, then just add tools to it. So that's what I did. And I've been thinking about doing that for a couple of years now. And now, especially now with the projects I have to do, the missus is like, you get out there and get it. Judy says, maybe I need an impact drill. I bought some ring doorbells from my front backyard, and it can't damn screw in all the way. Maybe I just need new bits. Yeah. The way impact drills work is different than a regular drill. And I tell you, I've been using regular drills, and I strip the bits out all the time and the heads out all the time. Yeah, you need an impact wrench. That's what you need. Because they work differently. They spin, but they work differently. The new batteries, lithium, will not charge if they are cold or too hot. Judy says, me too. I'll go get one tomorrow. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think my other batteries for the other ones are lithium. I think they're old school technology on them. They haven't given me any problems. The same way with the I use them on my. I got a DeWalt screwdriver. That thing works good too. I love that screwdriver. You can turn it into a pistol grip, or you can go straight like a regular one. You just press it, and then if you want to go one direction, you just twist it a little bit. It goes in that direction. Twist it the other way. It goes. Twist it more. It goes faster. I love that thing. I love that thing. But yeah, an impact wrench is definitely the way to go. Plus, it helps. You can do your lug nuts and stuff like that. That's what they use on lug nuts. Back a while ago, though, a lot of the power tools just didn't have the torque. They didn't work. They've fixed all that, so now it's great. And I went with the 18-volt system. It's better than the 12. And I was reading up on it. The 20 doesn't give you the difference between 18 and between 12 and 18 is huge, and the amount of power and time that you get off the batteries. The difference between an 18 and a 20, they said isn't, and in fact, a lot of times it's really just an 18 anyways. They just rejigger it and come up with different numbers. So 18's the sweet spot. Yeah, I did all the research. I want to make sure I had something that's going to work. So 18's the way to go. 18's the way to go. And I went with Ryobi. Like I said, I don't care. I don't like the bag. That's what gets me. Okay, I'm going to complain about it. The bag is cheap as shit. I've got other bags from other companies like DeWalt. It's a good bag. The Ryobi bag looks good, and they touch it. It's like, this thing is paper thin, cheap as shit, and the division between all of the equipment in it is the cardboard packing that it came in. Nobody's going to keep that. What they need to do, of course, is going to cost, but it needs to have its own rigid case with plastic divisions. Cardboard ain't going to work. So I'll think of something. I just wanted the tools anyways. There we go. See, on my second thing of coffee. Yipper skipper. So yeah, I hate spending money, but it was actually, see, now here's the other thing. It was over $600 worth of products for just under $300. So I got it just under half off, just over half off. You can't argue with that. I hate spending money, but I need the stuff. Plus, it's going to make it so much easier. For some of the work, it's like, okay, put the drill bit in the drill, and put the driving bit in the impact wrench. Bzz, boop, brrr, done. Bzz, brrr. No switching. I just have to put them on both sides of my tool belt thing. What do they call those things? They call them a tool belt. You know, it's got all goes around your waist. It's a belt, but then it's got all the. I got a nice leather one, and it's got these pockets in the front, and then places that you can hang shit. They call them tool belts. What do they call those things? They call it a tool belt. Is everybody there? Everybody got quiet. I think they're called a tool belt. Yeah, Laurel says it's a tool belt. Yeah. I got a nice one too. It's not the most expensive one. It's a mid-grade one, but it's nice. Judy says yes, Cowboy. So yeah. This is my philosophy when it comes to buying stuff, and you've heard this before. And those who haven't heard it from me, well, here it is again. You buy the most expensive thing that you can afford that does what you need it to do. And if you can only buy the least expensive one, don't buy it. Wait. Don't buy entry level. Wait. Go 1 or 2 steps up. But buy the most expensive thing that does what you need it to do. And you'll be happy. And then don't abuse it. It doesn't pay most of the time to buy just dirt cheap unless you've got no other option. Most times you can wait. You can wait just a little bit. Go up just a little bit. Yes, and I have no problem with Ryobi. I just don't. I'm not a tool snob. I'm not a tool snob. It works. None of my Ryobi stuff have broken down on me. None of them. I was thinking about getting an angle grinder. I could have chosen an angle grinder too. But I was like, I don't do much that requires an angle grinder. And if Judy says, I love Ryobi, lots of power. Yeah, and affordable. The housings are a little cheap, but I've never had a problem with them. But back to the angle grinder. I don't do anything often enough that would require a good golly bona fide angle grinder. So if you just need to grind some stuff and you're not needing to do an angle grinder, I've got adapters, I've got bits that go in my drills. You can make do. Ah, got a hair. That's not very nice. My mustache hairs decided it was going to go AWOL on me. But okay, so you can make do. They've got heads for your drills, and I got a big power drill. I'm like, do I have an angle grinder? I think I got one. No, it wasn't. It was just a super big fucking drill with a T handle on the end, but that had a grinding head on it. It says buy 2 extra batteries and get a $59 angle grinder for free. Yes, that's what I got. That's what I got the hand router with. I chose the hand router with that one. Gus, weren't you listening? That was my extra tool. That was my free tool. So I had to choose. He probably went on Home Depot's site to figure out what it is. They give you a whole list of stuff. So it was between the angle grinder and the hand router. But I know me, I'm going to use the hand router way more than I would an angle grinder. So yeah. No, I already got the extra batteries. I just had to go through. And I was looking, I was like, oh, I could choose a scrubber thing. It's basically a drill with a bunch of heads on it for cleaning your car and stuff like that. But they only go to like 6-inch discs and 6-inch things. It's like, well, I can buy that shit for my regular drill. Why do we need a dedicated one for that? I got 700 drills, and so like no, I'm not going to go that route. So then it was up between the angle grinder and the hand router. Yeah. So yeah, I already took. Oh, and it was so awesome. Hey, if you guys if you haven't used the what the hell is it called? I'll be able to pull it up right here. It's called a locker. You get a locker. In the front of Home Depot, they got these lockers. I never noticed them before. And they almost look like the lockers that they would have for the, Gus says, I was on there the other day. I told you I wanted one. Yeah, you did. And that's what actually got me on there. Looks like Gus wants that. Yeah. Gus, the stuff is affordable. Man, the prices are awesome now. The prices are awesome. But, yeah, it's sort of like the lockers that they would use for, like, the propane tanks, but they're totally enclosed. And they're orange because Home Depot is orange. And they're at the front. They're before you enter the store. They're in the vestibule area. Now, I didn't know. They said locker code, and I had no idea what the hell it was. I made my order online, and then I was going to go to Home Depot while the missus and I were out doing our drive. So I got my locker code. So I get into Home Depot, and I go to the customer service desk, and I said, this is my code. And I read them the code, and they're like, does it have an HR in front of it or anything? It's like, no. And I showed them my phone. It's like, oh, that's a locker. So locker's right over there. I said, oh, okay. So I said, what do I do? He says, you just go on over there. So you go back over there and you type in your locker code. They give you a code. So you don't know what locker it is. And the codes are generated just for you. Well, I had locker 15. But you don't know what locker it is. You type in your code and then you sign for it. And then poop, it says, like mine, your locker is number 15, stand back. Like, okay, I'm going to stand back. And I stood back and went, poof, and the door opens up. It's like, oh, shit, there's my products. So you paid for the stuff online, they get it, and they put it in a locker for you. Gus says, I usually buy on Black Friday or Ryobi days, biggest price cuts of the year. No, that's good too, but the prices today were pretty good. Well, you see the prices, you're online. They're good prices right now. They're good prices. It was like $200 for the first batch that I did, $100 for the other one, and a tool. So you get for $300, I got six tools, 4 batteries, and 2 chargers. That's pretty damn good. But yeah, and it pops open, you grab your stuff, you close it, and you go on your way. That is the slickest. Boy, that is slick. I like that. That's pretty slick. In and out. I'd have been out quicker if I'd known that's exactly the way it was. Ooh, that's hot. Tonight's coffee, Blueberry Cobbler, New England brand. But yeah. So I got my 2 4 amps charged up, and I got my 2 2.5s out there charging now. They'll be done. They're probably done now. Judy says Donna's favorite, my blueberry cobbler. She hates those fruity things. It's like, yeah. And Laurel says, didn't you have that the last show? It's like, no, I didn't. No, I didn't. So I'll show you all because you all weren't here. See, this is a... Excuse me, that's my high-speed notes right there. Before each show, and it goes back, I put the date, November 2nd, 2025, Sunday, so I don't forget. And then Blueberry Cobbler, New England brand underneath it. Each day, each show, it's exactly like that. And I can keep going back. You know, just see, and that's another page of them. Oh, shit, look at that. That's another page of them. Oh, hell, there's another page of them right there. You get the idea. So I can tell you what I had. October 29th, 2025. It was a Wednesday. I had chocolate-covered strawberries from Dunkin' Donuts. Okay, the last blueberry I had was October 19th, 2025. Wild Mountain Blueberry from Green Mountain Coffees. Now, I'll tell you again, if you like these, it's number 3 on my choice, on my list. Dunkin' Donuts has blueberry muffin. That's pretty good. I like that one. New England brand has blueberry cobbler. Yeah, I like that one. And then third, those two are toss-ups. I could take it or leave it. Number 3 on the list is Wild Mountain Blueberry from Green Mountain Coffee. It's okay, but it's not as good as as the other two and the blueberries. And I can assure you, I know what I'm talking about. I am a coffee connoisseur. Oh, goodness. Oh, man. Oh, you want a good coffee that's chocolate caramel brownie is pretty good. Very sweet. But what was the other one? What was the other one that we had? Caramel mochio is pretty good too. Yeah, I guess it would be chocolate caramel brownie. It tastes like no, we got another one. What was the other one? What was the other one we got? We had it for we had it for this morning. I don't know. It's a chocolate one. I like my chocolate ones. It's like having hot chocolate, but not. It's great. It's great in the morning. It's great in the evening. And just whatever. Yeah, my coffees. Toasted Southern Pecan, hazelnut cream. Oh, I jumped. October 1st and October 8th. No, October 1st and October 12th. So I jumped 2. I both had hazelnut cream. That's some good stuff. But whatever. I like my coffee. Like my coffee. Yep. Okay. So what we got going? Oh, did you hear Trump? Trump, where the hell was it? Was it Nigeria? What is it? Yeah, Nigeria. A bunch of Christians got slaughtered again in Africa. Imagine that. Imagine that. Happens all the time. But a bunch of Christians got slaughtered in Nigeria by the Islamic sect there. Imagine that. And Trump threatened to withhold aid and have potential military ramifications. I'm going to look into it. I may write up about it this week. Not so sure he has the authority to go on in over something like this. Judy does the hearts. Yeah, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. I think he's going to have approval to do this. And I'm not so sure, honestly. I'm not so sure the American people really want to get mired into something. If it's a surgical strike and it's quick in and out, that's fine. I got no problem with it. I have a real issue with interventionism no matter what the fuck is going on someplace outside the United States. Because we always get into a quagmire. Get in, get out. Got no problem with that. Bomb the shit out of them, even better. Because we have the technology and the wherewithal to do that. I just don't want to get into another quagmire. At least so in Africa. There is no redeeming qualities in Africa. None. None. They've had since the dawn of creation to get their shit straight, and they can't. This is 2025. There's no excuse. You want us to talk about 1725? Okay. 1425? Gotcha. 2025? Nah, no excuse. None. I'm tired of resources being funneled into that continent. And folks can take that for whatever they think it's worth. They want to think I'm racist. Give a fuck. Don't care. Because it's not about the race. It's about what's happening over there. I don't care what they look like. I care how they act. I care how they act. They can't get their shit straight. And they're not the only part of the world I could give two shits about. Don't care about the Middle East. If it wasn't for oil, nobody would give two shits about the Middle East. Yeah. There's parts of Asia, same thing. Nobody gives two shits about them. Gus says South America feel the same way. Yeah. Yeah. I'd even say South America is even worse because they have had the advantage. Damn, I just spilled coffee all over my hand. They have had the actual advantage of being colonized for a substantial amount of time and then just shitting it away. At least in Africa. There's a couple African countries that aren't too bad, and they're the ones that took advantage of the colonization, and they'll be the first to tell you. Why are you different? Well, because we took advantage of the shit that they gave us. But the rest of them, no. Nope. But yeah, a lot of places in South America, it's communism, it is dictatorships, it is outright thuggery and barbarism. I got no use for it. And we don't need to be importing that shit. Close the doors. Oh, but immigrants, yeah. Immigrants that came to this nation that wanted to scrape out a living and improve their life with nothing but their wits, bare hands, and wherewithal. Yeah, that's the way it used to be. Now it's a flood in and take whatever the fucking resource they want. No, we can't afford that. Can't afford it. Shouldn't do it. Just like I'd post up about welfare. Welfare should not be a thing in the United States, paid for by the taxpayers. Should not be a government-run thing. Because the machine takes shit tons of employees to implement, so many resources. It'd be cheaper for the American people. I think they did it. They did it years ago. They did a study. It was somewhere between $25,000 and $36,000 a year. That they could just write them a fucking check and say, "There you go." Just write them a check and mail it to them. And it'd cost the taxpayer less money than the current welfare system. But even at that, I don't think it's not the government's job. It buys votes. It creates dependency. It creates laziness, and it buys votes. And these are things that nobody needs in the United States. Oh, but there's no jobs. Do you live in a neighborhood? Do you live in a community? Yes. No jobs there? No. Do people need something? Do people need their haircut? Do they need service? Again, and most of these communities where they have no jobs, there used to be businesses there, and they've run them the fuck out. So don't tell me. It's just like, oh, the same way it was like, we can't get fresh fruits and vegetables in our markets. We only get this other crap. I guarantee you the grocery stores will stock what sells. They will stock what sells. You look back in through history, and it doesn't matter how poor the neighborhood was, there was fruits and vegetables out on the fucking street in the carts ready to be purchased. Don't tell me, no. These grocery stores get what sells. Gus says, I'm excited for year 2026. I'm going to get a monthly raise of $56. Hey, awesome. Awesome. Judy says, when I worked at Walmart, I used to get so mad because I was struggling to afford hot dog and they were buying $300 in steaks. Yeah, it's horrible. Oh, but they deserve. No, they don't. Nobody deserves shit paid for by somebody else. They don't deserve that. Oh, but they deserve a treat every now and then. No, they don't. They should be happy if they get at a minimum what they need to survive on. Be grateful. Laurel says there's a lot of places in our town that have help wanted signs out all the time, starting at $18 and a signing bonus. Yeah. And to give you an idea, that's more money than I was making selling guns. So I don't want to hear it. No. I had somebody had posted up on one of my things about the Snap, and she's on Snap, but and she supposedly works three jobs, and she can't. It's like bullshit. If you're working 3 jobs, you don't need Snap. But let's go with that. And after all, she's after paying her rent and all this other stuff, she's barely got anything. It's like, then what you need to do is either find some place that's cheaper to live or get yourself a fucking roommate. It's that simple. It's the way it's always been. Snap. No, fuck it. The only people at most that should be able to get any sort of programs like that should be the truly affirmed. And don't get me started on the fucking disability scam out there, boy. No. If you're disabled, you can't fucking work. If you can't fucking work, you can't fucking play. Judy says, I was getting $14 an hour and put up with the biggest assholes I've ever met, and I used to be a people person. Now, not so much. See, I don't want to deal with assholes, but with me, it was there was legal ramifications, and the job was always in jeopardy. So there was added stresses that over just dealing with assholes. I wasn't going to do it. But my finances allowed me to come back doing this full time. So again, folks listening to the show, if you enjoy this content, feel free to make a donation. There's a link in the description of the show, and you can do either single or set up a monthly. Monthlies are great. Then I can start budgeting things. I went over the last show what I was actually making, and yeah, most people won't probably work a week, maybe what I make a month. But it is what it is. But yeah, where were we? Yeah, there's jobs out there. So I told her, just you need to do something else. Oh, back to the affirmed, the elderly that are too old to work. Yeah, if we are going to use taxpayer money, that's where it should go. Not the vast amounts of people out there getting it. No, hell no, hell no. At the most, you got 3 months. There you go. We'll help you sustain yourself for 3 months, and then you're done. Judy says, I have also moved on. I have been blessed. Well, that's good. And we should acknowledge our blessings. I am extremely thankful to be able to do this again full time. But it took busting my ass. I worked hard. I did my finances right. I got shit in line. The missus likes having me around. I mean, I put in a lot of work, but I can stop throughout the day and do stuff and take care of stuff that needs to get done, and she likes having me around. I get it. I'm a good guy. But, yeah. I didn't start a GoFundMe, and that's what gets me too. You get fired from your job because you're a complete shitbird, and and you put a GoFundMe on there, and then you're making more per year than I make? Are you freaking kidding me? For doing nothing but getting fired? Ugh, Jesus. People have got their priorities, and just oh, goodness gracious. Don't get me started. You want to get going. Hey, come on over to the Cowboys, and we'll sit out by the fire, and I'll pour some whiskey, and boy, we'll cut loose. Judy says the elderly do deserve so much more. I am so sad for them. If the lazy ass young folks would work, we could do so much more for them. Well, yeah. But you know, we used to have families, and the families took care of the elderly. I don't think that it's not the government's job. It's really not. But if you're going to, and there you go. And I don't count Social Security as just the government. Like, look, we're well past the time where the people who are pulling it weren't contributing. However, I'd like to say if you weren't contributing, you shouldn't get it. And people are getting it. And they shouldn't. And there should be no such thing as Social Security disability. Shouldn't be a thing. There should be no such thing as children getting Social Security. What the fuck? No. Nope. And then after that, and it's like I put up a post the other day, just because you don't think it's the government's job to do something and it shouldn't be done by the government does not mean that you don't think it should be done. I think people should be taken care of, but I think people should be taken care of the way they used to be taken care of, by private donations, by private organizations, by churches and businesses. That's what they do. Organizations, that's what they do. Then the people are more beholden. They're not beholden to the government. The government doesn't dictate shit. Oh, even these stricter requirements, they ain't shit. Judy says she agrees 100%. We are the most generous nation on earth. We don't need to be using taxpayers' money to do this shit. But see, a lot of people, especially the left, they rely on that. Oh, my taxpayers' money's doing it, so I don't have to do anything. Oh, except for they go talking a lot of shit. It's been shown time and time again. The studies are done. The data's out there. Conservative Christians give far more than any other group out there on top of their tax money. It is what it is. Yet the left is going to wag their fingers at us. Shut the fuck up. Don't get me started about churches flying rainbow flags. I posted about that today because we saw that while we were out today. Nothing. Boy, you want to get me going. Like, no. Back road church. Big ol' LGBTQ flag sign in front of it. Hate has no place, blah, 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 blah. Shut the fuck up. I don't care what you think about the LGBTQ plus movement. I don't care. I don't care what you think about just your 40 years ago standard gay, lesbian, bisexual people. I don't care what you think about it. But you're a fucking Christian church and you got that flag in front of the church? Blasphemies. You're teaching contrary to Scripture. All are welcome. That was no. All are welcome. By all means, yes, all are welcome. Christ sat down with the worst of the worst. He supped with them. Not because he thought they were cool and not because he said, hey, keep doing whatever the fuck you're doing. It's all fine. He said, no, change. You must change. I got no problem with welcoming people into your church. By all means. I have no problem having grace. Judy says there's a church here that is alphabet friendly, that I wouldn't step foot in that place. It's not okay. Yeah, I won't. There's two things, alphabet friendly or a female minister. I'm not going to darken their doorstep. Ain't going to do it. Ain't going to do it. But, yeah. I understand grace. I do. Drew says same. Yeah. I understand grace. Have grace. But there's limits. Scripture tells us exactly how far those limits should go. And here's another thing people don't understand. There's a difference between a member of a church and somebody that's attending the church. You can attend a church for 20 years and not be a member of the church. There's a difference. What is required of the members of the church is a higher standard than that of those who are just attending. But that being the case, there is still a limit of what you are going to accept and not accept. That being said, there's a difference between showing grace and promoting and encouraging things which are scripturally no-go zones. I mean, there's a difference. It's one thing having gay people in your church. It's another thing encouraging their bad behavior. They're different. Had an itch, and then the rubber thing on the end stuck in my ear. That's not very good. That's not very good. I got an itchy ear. Okay, let's get this back on. Feels weird not being able to hear my voice through my earpiece. Here we go. So yeah, there's a difference between grace and accepting people into your church and encouraging the behaviors which are specifically told not to do in Scripture. Now, you can agree or disagree all you want about the issue. But if you're a church, you're supposed to be pushing actual church doctrine. And by church doctrine, it should be what the Scripture says. Not what's just going to put seats in the pews. Is your job there to help people become saved? Or is your job there to just have an audience listening to things which soothes their itchy ears, as somebody pointed? There's scripture about that. It warned about people just showing up to hear things that they want to hear. And that's where we're at. And too many modern churches are willing to just tell them. And then they act all sanctimonious about it. No, sorry. It's not sanctimonious being we are commanded not to be, none of us are perfect. And I told, there's somebody that follows my content. There's gay people that follow my content. Oh, imagine that. See, I'm not an asshole towards gay people, but I'm not going to sugarcoat the truth about the matter. And I'm not going to try to claim that Scripture doesn't say what Scripture says. Now, he is a gay Christian. He has problems. He admits it. And he has a problem with the pride movement and the pride flag, which he should. Now, as I pointed out, churches are filled with flawed individuals. Judy says churches have changed, but God never does. Right. So yeah, churches are filled with flawed people. They're filled with sinners. The issue is whether or not they're trying to walk the path. The issue is whether or not they give a shit about right and wrong. Now, when you go to church and you say, well, fuck it, they're going to tell me what I want to hear and I'm going to feel good and I'm just, oh, this is great. It's like, no. As somebody else posted, everybody wants Christ the Savior. Everybody wants Christ the Savior. So few want Christ the Lord. That's the same way as so many people want rights. They don't want any duties or obligations. I've got the right to do this, and I've got the right to do this, and I've got the right to do that, and I don't have to do a dang thing. I got no duties or obligations. Wrong. Wrong. Yeah. Welcome to the modern world. I tell you what, you go to like some of the Eastern Europe countries, or even some of the Asian countries that practice Christianity, and you'd be blown away. It's like, holy crap. Yeah, they're actually following the scripture. Yeah, imagine that. Judy says, and they want to pick and choose. That's not the way it goes. Right. I was going to add the Bible into that too. You folks might have noticed that I posted up that the Constitution is not a menu. It's not where you just pick and choose. Well, neither is the Bible. Now, I'll tell you right off the bat, there's a lot of shit in the Bible I don't like. I don't like it. Life would be so much easier if it wasn't what it was. But it is what it is. Gus has a friend who is a minister of a church, was called before the church board of the Northeast because he refused to marry same-sex couples. He was F up. He thought he was going to be fired. I'd say fire me. I'd say fire me. I'd thought about being a minister. And I had people told me, yeah, I'd go to your church. That's not a problem. I'm a bit fiery. I am a very flawed man. I'm a bit harsh. Some people might need that, I guess. The disciples, a bunch of them were some harsh guys. They were some harsh guys. Christ himself wasn't as soft-tongued as people would like to think, though. Judy says, dang, that right there is what's wrong with this country right now. Yep, and Gus said that's what he told them. Yep, fire me. Not doing it. Not doing it. Now, does that mean that I'm going to be mean to same-sex couples? No, I'm not mean to same-sex couples. I've never been mean to gay folks. Never. That's between them and their partner and God. But they'll know my mind on it. You think AIDS was an accident? Really? Really? You think that things like venereal diseases and AIDS is about the worst as you can get? You ever wonder why back in the day it wasn't really that rampant among married couples? How you can have sex with your spouse 1 billion times and not get a venereal disease. Funny how that works. Again, it is the way it is. It is what it is. Monkeypox. Monkeypox. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Well, it was mainly being spread by gay men. It is what it is. You can try to deny it. There are reasons why things were set the way they were. You ever wonder why the eating codes of some of the older religions were the way they were? Think there's something really evil about shellfish or pork? There's something evil about pork? Yeah, they're worms. And they didn't have refrigeration and shit back then, so it was hard to keep shit edible. So you've got halal and kosher guidelines, which it is what it is. Thankfully, Christ did away with that for us. Because he, like he said, it is more important what comes out of your body and what you do with your body than what goes into it. It is what it is. There's a lot of things also in Scripture that people don't understand what the metaphors mean. Like the eye of the needle. It is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than it is for a rich man to get into heaven. Sounds really great, but people envision just a needle. It's like, no, it means the doorway that goes into the walled cities. It was like an eye of a needle. And the camels, when they're loaded up with stuff, it was very difficult for them to get through the door. They got through the door. But it was difficult. So people act like, oh, that's against. So that's saying if you're rich, it's going to be impossible for you to get into heaven. No, that's not what he was saying. Not what he was saying. People don't know the context. They don't know the culture. They don't know the base roots. There's people out there that still believes that thou shalt not kill is thou shalt not kill. And that's not what it was. It's thou shalt not murder. It's the original script is not kill, it's murder. And there is a distinct difference between murder and kill. It is what it is. Gus says, I find it funny that people say it was said in the Bible. Not it was never written in the Bible. Not it was never written in the Bible. Wait a minute. I find it funny that people say it was said in the Bible. Not it was never written in the Bible. No. Rephrase for me, so I fully understand. I don't want to misinterpret what you're trying to say. And then you get different translations. You know, some translations out there actually remove whole verses. So it's like, wow. It's interesting. I am trying to think of something people say, and really it was never in the Bible. Oh, yeah, sort of like they do the same thing with the Constitution. Like, that's like, oh, the separation of church and state. No, that was written in a letter. It was talked about. There is nothing in the Constitution, nor even in the preamble. A lot of times people also confuse what's in the preamble to the Constitution to what's in the Constitution. They're not. There was never a separation of church and state. And in fact, a lot of states when the United States was first formed had actual official religions of the state. Judy says exactly. People do that all the freaking time. Yeah. And they get shit in their head, and they think if they will go to the grave arguing with you about it. And it's like, that's not what it says. That's not where it is. Don't get me started on the Second Amendment. People not understanding terms. Number one, all able-bodied, it was at the time, men between the ages of late teen to elderly were by default a member of the militia. But the right to bear arms isn't just about the militia, it's about the people, which included people that were outside of that. In other words, females and everything, and older, whatever. Well regulated doesn't mean with regulations. It means in proper working order. Just like Activia, isn't that yogurt? They're talking about it keeps your system regulated. You think? Of course they lied. It does, but you have to eat a hell of a lot more than one or two little cups of yogurt a day for that to happen. You need to eat a lot of it. But yeah, it'll do it. Well regulated in the context of the Second Amendment means in proper working order. There's been places in the United States since our founding that actually made it requirement by law that every male own a gun and own enough ammunition sufficient enough to kit them out if they were ever called up for duty. Imagine that. We are the militia. Now, I've warned about this shit, too. If the government doesn't do the job they're paid to do, in other words, control crime, control the invasion, if they don't do that, it is duty bound of the citizens of this nation to stand up and take arms against those who are threatening them. Duty bound. Duty bound. It's in the fucking Constitution. It's in the Constitution. It's just the way it is. I try to tell people that, look, just like we got laws and we got police. So, okay, so you can't ever handle anything yourself because you have a police force? Wrong. Because you have a police force does not take away your rights to defend yourself and to uphold the law yourself. Does not work that way. Just because, let me say this again, just because you have a police force does not remove your rights, duties, obligations as a citizen to uphold the laws yourself. You don't give them away because you're hiring somebody else. The same way as, do you give up the right to put your house fire out if your stove catches on fire because your town has a fire department? No, you take care of the problem. It's the same way with laws. Because you have a police force, and they'll tell you all the time, you shouldn't handle this yourself. Yeah, I'm supposed to wait for a police officer that's going to take 15 minutes to 45 minutes to get here to handle this problem. I don't fucking think so. I'm going to handle it now. But you might break laws. Yes, you might. So learn the laws. Learn what's legal for you to do and not legal to do. But you do not give up your rights to defend yourself and to uphold laws simply because there are police officers out there. I wrote an article, too. I think it was a short one. And I think I posted it up the other day. Is a crime not a crime if a police officer doesn't respond to it and a judge does not hold a trial and the person is not convicted? Is it still not a crime? Is that what it takes to be a crime? They must be arrested, they must be charged, they must be arrested, they must go to court, and they must be convicted. And other than that, there's no crime? Bullshit. We all know the crime. If somebody they steal some from you, they're a thief. That's a crime. If somebody assaults you, and it was unprovoked by you, it was not mutual combat, it's a crime. I can list crime after crime. They're crimes whether or not a police officer is involved, whether or not a court recognizes it as such. It's still a crime. That's the same way. Do you need to be a lawyer to know the law? No, you don't. No, you don't. That shit needs to stop, too. No. We need to stop giving the gold card to people that in most cases you think that they're really knowledgeable. Yeah, they may be. Then why do they have lawyers on both sides? If it's just as simple as, hey, I know what's up. Why do you need opposing lawyers? Everybody should be able to read it, right? Well, because people are bullshit. It's just bullshit. I can't tell you the number of times I've talked to lawyers, and I could have done the shit myself, and I've told them, hey, this is this is the deal. No. I've seen it in both criminal and I've seen it in civil. I had my house almost taken away from me because I refused to pay a fee each month that was not required by law nor in my contract. It was a second or third time the mortgage had been sold, and each time it does, they re-amend the agreement. It's like, I didn't sign any of that shit. And I live in a state. Hey, Dan. Says Dan's entered the waiting room. Dan, if you're watching the show, you ain't going to get into the waiting room to go in the Zoom meeting until you have discussed and talked in the show, unless you're a regular. Yeah, so whatever. And so I paid big bucks to a lawyer, and I said, why don't we do this? Why don't we just, and I was paying the mortgage every month, just not the extra fee. So you go a certain amount of time and you're quote unquote short, and then it racks up, and then suddenly they're going to try to foreclose on your house. So I go to the lawyer and I said, this is bullshit. And he says, yes, you're right. It's bullshit. I said, okay, well then why don't we do this? Well, they're not going to do this. Well, why don't we do this? They're not going to do this. It's like, I know my rights. I know what's up. This is, so long story short, I had told them from the beginning, I said, why don't we just do this? Why don't they just act as if they're refinancing my house, and we'll start with a clean slate? All the money that they think that I owed them, tack onto the mortgage at the end, the grand total. Oh, they're not going to do that. Yeah, I'm a fucking retard. Guess what happened after about 4 to 6 months of wrangling back and forth? They refinanced. They basically rolled it over into a refinance, tacked on. Yeah, okay, Judy, you're not wanting to come into the room, correct? Yeah, I didn't think so. So whoever's there, look, Judy has never been in the Zoom room. You're not going to fool your way in by claiming somebody's name. You try it again, you're going to get reported, and then your IP can be blocked by all Zoom accounts, and you won't be able to try anything with anybody. So, okay, so what they did is they rolled it over and they tacked it on as if it was just part of the thing. The same thing that I had suggested beforehand. And that was that. Yeah, because I'm an idiot, right? Here's another example. I get ready to sell my SUV. This is back some years ago. This is just, I get ready to sell my SUV because to get it to pass inspection was more money going into it than I thought was worth it. And I knew the market value, I think it was like $3,500 market value for it. Okay? Or closer to we'll say $4,000. We'll say $4,000 market value because I'd done the research. I did it. So I was getting ready to sell it. So I was going to sell the vehicle or use it as a trade-in for a new SUV. And I knew the market value for it. Well, I'm going down the road, and I think it was in Hooksett. And an elderly gentleman comes up to me at a traffic stop and plows into the back of my SUV. Now, there didn't seem to be any real damage to the SUV. Okay? And thank goodness me and the missus were okay. So we exchanged paperwork and stuff like that. But then when I got home, I examined the vehicle. And the frame was bent. Okay? And frames are, says FUN enters the waiting room. Let's see here. That's view. Remove. Report to Zoom. There we go. And submitted. Okie dokie. And that was that. Okay, so frames are designed to bend during collision. Okay? In the state of New Hampshire, you cannot legally sell a vehicle. Gus says they never learn. No, they don't. Judy says, bye, Felicia. Yep. You can't legally sell a vehicle as a roadworthy vehicle if it's got a bent frame. Now, it wasn't bent to the point where it damaged the actual use of the vehicle. But because of that, it's weakened, and you can keep inspecting it. So you can keep inspecting it, and they'll keep it on the road. You just can't sell it. Well, if I can't sell it, I can't get trade-in value. Right? So I go to the insurance company. I have to total the vehicle. I need $4,000 because that's what I would have gotten if I had sold the vehicle or used it as a trade-in. And I could no longer get that because it had a bent frame. Well, they said no. No. And we'll only give you, let's say it was $2,000 for it. It's like, no, it's worth $4,000. Well, no, we're only going to, no. And they didn't even document the bent frame on their first inspection. I said, send another inspector. And this time I got underneath the SUV with them and showed them, look at here. It's fucking bent. Look at here. I can't sell it or trade it in because it's got a bent frame. He went back and he filed. I got more for it than what I had asked for. I asked a fair price. If they had just given me the fair price to begin with and not try to screw me over, they just saved themselves some change. So I got more than I had asked for. I'm not stupid. So again, a lot of these professions, lawyers and stuff, why do you need to go to the bar? Why? Most lawyers out there they haven't impressed me none. I'm sure there's great lawyers out there, absolutely. But in an industry that has great and the absolute dregs out there, somebody with a little bit of time, especially nowadays, heck, you can find anything you need. Same way, you don't need to be a constitutional scholar to open up the fucking Constitution of the United States and read it. It ain't that complicated. Same way with general laws. And if the laws are complicated, they're written wrong. And there's plenty out there that are written wrong. When you got loopholes and this and this and this and this, no. Law should be plain and simple. And if it's not, it shouldn't be a law. When you've got lawyers that can argue 3 different directions on the same damn law, no. The law should be struck down for being vapid. And that's just the way it is. So yeah, it pisses me off having to pay somebody else money to do shit that I should be able to do myself. And probably with more efficiency and quality than what they're doing. Because I've got other stuff that I'd rather pay somebody to do it. But there's certain things I can do myself. Gus says there is really one interpretation, but and how about another thing? Case law is not fucking law. I don't know how many times I got to say this. Case law is not law. All case law is what judge ruled on something. It doesn't change the law. The ruling may be right and the ruling may be wrong. Case law is not law. You know what law is? It's what the law says. It's what the statute is. Case law is not law. Somebody wrote, what do you think of Islam? Not a fan. Not a fan. What I think, though, really doesn't matter. What I know, that matters. But Gus says, oh boy. Yeah, he thinks I'm going to bite. I'm not going to bite. I'm not going to bite. Not compatible with America. It is not. It is not compatible with any Western nation. It's not even compatible with its own nations. Oh, goodness. Goodness gracious. But, yeah. So, yeah, as opposed to, coffee, as it pertains to Nigeria, it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. It's going to be interesting. I just don't need, I don't need American blood and treasure spent elsewhere, even if for the sake of Christianity. When's it going to stop? When's it going to stop? Exert other pressures. Hold on here. Oh, goodness. Sneezy. Judy said, it is evil. Indeed. Indeed. Thank you. Thank you. That built up. Thank you, Gus. I'm against all, at this point, all foreign aid to that continent, as most continents. I'm just tired of it. This is 2025. This isn't, 1925, 1825. These countries, they need to, when they get their act together and they uprise against their corrupt governments and they form a nation similar to the United States, have at it. Until then, it's just you're throwing good against bad. Good money against bad shit. Not worth it. Gus says, wait, God bless you. That's better. Yeah. May Odin smile upon you fondly. No, I don't believe in Odin. I just thought it was funny. I wouldn't be offended if somebody said that to me, though. There's some people that's like, no, goodwill is goodwill. Goodwill is goodwill. Goodwill is goodwill. Hunting. Goodwill hunting. I see what I did there. Yeah. But so we'll see where that goes this week. I'll look into it again. I'm going to be busy. This is going to be a busy week. I can't put stuff off any longer. I gotta knuckle down, and it just takes time. So I'll still try to get out good content and get people thinking about issues. Some people are starting to realize, oh, gee, it's not just about the topic. It's about issues behind it. Yes, you're right. Yes, you're right. Jude says, I agree, Gus. Yes. You know, too many people are chasing stories instead of dealing with the reasons behind the stories. It's like the medical industry chasing symptoms instead of curing the disease. And yes, I believe that in many cases is done on purpose. Yep. And politicians definitely do it, especially on the left. They don't care about the problem. They run on the problem. They cause the problem. They keep going. Stop it. Gus says, no money in that. Correctamundo. Judy says, people are so blind. It's so sad. Indeed. What gets me is, look, I've had a lot of new followers on Facebook, and, you know, bless them. Thank you. I appreciate it. But there's people out there that think I'm fucking stupid. No, trust me. If I post something and you post something and I disagree, I have probably thought 10 steps ahead of you. Stop it. I don't disagree with you because I'm stupid and I don't get what you're saying. If I don't get what you're saying, I'll ask for a clarification. And I do that a lot because I know people a lot of times, they don't post exactly what they think or what they're meaning to say. So I'll go, let's clarify this. But when they've clarified it, I understand. I'll either disagree or agree. And if I disagree with you, it's not because I don't get what you're saying. It's I disagree with it. It's plain and simple. That's fair enough. And I'm not going to go back and forth 700 times. Just not. Here's another thing about my page is for my content, not your bullshit. I'm gracious. Yes, by all means post. But it ain't your page. It's not your platform. I even put up the soapbox. Remember I put up the soapbox thing saying, hey, go ahead and anybody just go ahead and say what you want to say. Only a few people said anything. That's it. Gus says, like you did with me tonight. What'd I do with you tonight? What'd I do with you tonight, Gus? Judy says, I have a friend who says she is a Republican, but she is so far left, it's insane. She is so lost, and I'm so sad. Yeah, well, I told you. Oh, yeah, I had to explain more. Right. If ever in doubt, I always try to let me know exactly what you're meaning. Yeah. You folks know I do that all the time. I'm not going to make assumptions. If it's unclear or I think that you're not getting what you really mean to say, and you all know, if I say something, that's what I meant. That's what I meant. I chose my words carefully. But what was I saying? You got me derailed. About the Republicans. Yeah, I had told you about that. I said the tent got so big and the names don't mean much anything and we're going to have a collapse. Remember I posted that? It was months ago. And I warned about it at least 2 years ago. And I made a post about it. And I said, stop welcoming in people from the left who claim that they're leaving the Democrat Party and becoming Republicans, and they're not fucking Republicans. Gus says, I just chose to keep on typing and not call in. Yeah, I noticed that. I'm like, man, when is he going to just say screw it and knock on the door of the Zoom room? But you didn't. Well, that's fine. That's fine. But yeah, I warned people. The names don't mean, just like there's a lot of people in the Democrat Party that shouldn't be Democrats. Socialists and communists should not be a part of the Democrat Party. They should be part of the Socialist Party and the Communist Party and run on their fucking own. Same way as if you're an independent, you should not be a Democrat nor a Republican. You should run on your own platform. So we've got two parties with a bunch of overlap, and it's just team sports. And a lot of the members that are playing, they're just wearing the jersey of something that they are not. And I warned people about that. God, I get so tired of warning people and say, watch, this is going to happen. Or just be a Bernie. Yeah, he's a socialist. Well, he's a grifter. Bernie is a grifter. He LARPs at being a socialist. He doesn't live like a socialist. You shall be known by your fruits. Calling himself an orange when he's an apple doesn't make him an orange. He's an apple. Bernie is not a socialist. He LARPs at being a socialist. He lives as a full-fledged capitalist. Running on grievance and grift. And a lot of them out there are like that. They're not what they are. Gus says, that's what I said. Oh, that's why I said that. Yeah. Yeah. Judy says, nasty man. He is. He is a horrible individual. And his own constituency do not like him. That's what gets me. I've wrote about him in the past. His own constituency do not like him. They think he's a complete slime bag. He's a nasty man. And yet they keep electing him. It blows my mind. Blows my mind. What you going to do? So I just call a spade a spade. I just put it out there and let people go. Just let people go. But I can still go back and go, yeah, told you so. Gus says, mine as well. Why? Yeah, people are stupid. Team sports. It's team sports. And they like what sounds good. They like what sounds good. A lot of people in Vermont, it's like, oh, they like this social program and that, and they like this and they like that. And it's like, yeah, how many of these people that you stick up for do you actually live around? It's like blacks. Okay. How many black people do you know? How's about going to places like Burlington and Rutland and some of the bigger communities and seeing the crime rates, and you're seeing the problem that a lot of these new folks coming in and flooding into? Saw the same thing in Springfield, Vermont when they put the prison in there. Suddenly now we've got a community where we've got drugs and crime and homelessness and all this other shit that really wasn't there before. Well, there's your pet people coming in. Again, it is what it is. And until people, for right or wrong, like I said, I speak the truth, not because I like the truth, not because I think the truth is good. A lot of times the truth is damn bad. But I speak it because it's true. You can't correct things starting from a lie. If your vehicle is broken, you pretending it's not broken isn't going to fix it. If you have cancer, you're not going to cure your cancer unless you identify that you have cancer, and then you deal with it and you try to either wipe it out, get into remission, and most of this time it's not easy stuff and it doesn't feel good. Judy says truth is hard, but it's never wrong. Right. Well, it's never, yeah. Okay. There's degrees. If somebody that you love asks if, like I said, does this make my ass look fat? Discretion is the better part of valor unless the person likes a fat ass. So again, there's degrees in there. I'm not saying that white lies are necessarily bad things. It is in the human species, it's impossible to go through life and never massaging a bit. You gotta look, yeah. If she asks you that she wants to know the truth, yeah, that depends. Maybe, yes. Sometimes no. And there's nicer ways, and don't let me oh Lord, I wish more people would have that. It's like a lot of people would just rather just tell me I look great because I think I look great, and then nobody will. It's like I ask all the time. I look over to the missus like, they're number one, they either don't look at themselves, they don't have somebody that's going to be honest with them, or number three is their own mental image does not match with reality. And we talked about this on the show too. Larger gals, there's nothing wrong with being large. I mean, there is, but there isn't. You know what I'm talking about. Don't dress like that. Okay, when you get older, don't dress like you're 14. And when you get bigger, don't dress like a 14-year-old who is 95 pounds. It's not going to work. You're not fooling anybody. Gus says Walmart. Yeah, wow. Yeah. Yeah, it's like, oh my goodness, stop it. Stop it. I don't like people showing up at the house unless I'm dressed. I definitely won't leave the house if I'm not dressed. And by dressed, I mean I'm going to look appropriate. I hate, if I'm in the middle of a project and I've got like dirt and shit on me, because I'm in the middle of a project and I have to stop and I have to go to the store to get something that I need, I hate it. I really do. I hate it. I don't like, I mean, nobody's going to think twice about it. They're going to be like, yeah, he was working. I just don't like looking like that. I don't mind if I'm working looking like that because I'm in the middle of it. I don't like then going out in public looking like that. I don't. That's just me. And you can be kind when you're telling people, like, I think this other one suits you better. But a lot of people, they just rather not deal with it. They just rather not deal with it. There's and that's how I look at things. We're driving in. I had to stop at a store. There, Peggy says, it's been a busy week for me, and I'm exhausted. So good night, all, and thank you, John. You're most welcome, Peggy. Thank you for joining the show. Get some rest. And this guy had to been, he had to been darn near my age. And he's walking out of the store. And I'm driving in. I hadn't parked the truck yet. And and he's wearing red tennis shoes. It didn't even match anything that he was wearing. Just wearing red tennis shoes. And again, he ain't a young feller. And I looked over at my wife and I said, if you ever see me put on a pair of red tennis shoes like that, fucking shoot me. Oh, goodness. There's some things that people, you just shake. It's like, yeah, if he was 16, you maybe. If it would went with some sort of outfit no, they were just red tennis shoes. And they looked hideous. They looked hideous. Yeah, I judged him. I did it. Judy says, I'm the same. I may be in my jammies at 10 in the morning, but if I have to walk out on the porch, I'm getting dressed up. Well, I'll run to the porch without or I'll run to the backyard to check on something. But yeah, if I'm going to be outside, no. You won't see me sitting on the porch in my jammies. Like, oh, you got jammies? I actually do. I actually have pajamas. I like pajamas. I usually only wear them in the wintertime, but generally, it sweats. It's because it's easier. It's just easier. But yeah, I should probably get some proper jammies. That's been a long time since I like pajamas and a bathrobe, and I don't wear a bath. I'm a big guy. I'm tall, so bathrobes are hard for me to fit right unless they look like a smoking jacket. But yeah, I like jammies. Yeah, I got a couple pair. I don't think the tops and bottoms are anywhere near each other anymore. They're somewhere. But I get up, I put my sweats on and a shirt, have my coffee. Someone coming over, I get it. Take a shower, get up and get some clothes on. That's that. But yeah. And if it's if it's getting close to noon and I'm still in my sweats, I'm probably not feeling very good. Gus says, hell, we sit on the porch with our jammies all the time, pretty much every. Gus's porch is enclosed. It's not like my porch. Gus has a nice enclosed porch. Laurel says Tommy would wear sleeping pants and a shirt. Yeah. What I used to do is fall and winter, I'd wear a t-shirt and like I say, sleeping pants. They're jammies. And then if it was really cold, then I had buttoned up ones. I like those. And a nice bathrobe. I had a really nice one, but it was just too heavy. I found one that fit me. It was long enough in the arms and long enough, down past my knees. But it was super freaking heavy, so it just wasn't comfortable. And then it had it'd get snagged on stuff. It was like a towel with the big piles on it. Yeah, it was nice. Judy says, when I worked at Walmart, I seen 200 or 300 pound women with their bellies all hung out. And it was, yeah, excuse me. Yeah, I just don't, you can be loved and you can be found attractive by people. You can. But there's a proper way to dress in public, and there's stuff that's going to be more suited for your body style than another. Don't be doing that. You're not 100 pounds. You're not 6 foot. You're not 5'4", 5'6", 100 to 130 pounds. You're not. You're not. Stop it. Don't dress like you are. I personally, I don't think you need to be showing your midriff anyways. You like that? Going back in terms, your midriff. I'd say skinny gals have a midriff. Larger gals, they got tummies. They got tummies or bellies. You don't have a midriff anymore. Judy says my porch is facing the street and close neighbors. No way I'm going to walk out there like that. just ugly all out there for all to see. Can't judge me. No, I get it. I'm a dude, though. I'm a dude. Sweats on me is sweats on me. It's sweats in a sweatshirt or sweats in a button-up shirt and t-shirt. It's like, it is what it is. I'm a dude. I ain't got any hair to style. My beard, I don't want to. My beard had better be combed. I don't like that. I don't like beard face first thing in the morning. You know, half of your beard's not doing what it's supposed to do. I don't like that. I don't want to meet the world like that. My beard's on crack. No, I gotta let me get to the bathroom and let me comb my beard and do what it's supposed to do. because it ain't right, because I sleep on my face. Well, part of my face. John sleeps on his face. Now, you know, you put your head in the pillow and then half your beard is smushed over and the other half's going, hey, it is what it is. I don't wake up looking this gorgeous. John, you're never gorgeous. I get it, but hey, grant me this little bit of grace, please. Judy says, I look like Bozo when I wake up. My hair is all over the place. It happens. That's the thing with hair. It does what it wants to do. And it's like, oh, but in the movies, their hair messed up is just it's so sexy. It's like, yeah, because they had a stylist come in and style their hair messed up. It doesn't happen like that in real life. Now, how about this? Okay. How about those nice sexy moves they always show them doing in bed? Oh, and they're just rolling over and they're doing this. And it's like, try that shit in real life. No, you're going to get an elbow here and a knee there. And it's like, it ain't that way. That's choreographed. It's freaking choreographed. Life is not choreographed. It ain't that smooth. Doesn't work that way. elbow in the back, and you get hair. You're leaning on the hair. It's like, you're on my hair. Oh, sorry. Judy says it's not cute. Yeah, life is not cute. Life is not cute. No, it doesn't. No. Life is not cute. It's not choreographed. Gus says, ouch, my back hurts. Stop. Yeah. or yeah, baby, come on over here. Okay. Getting close. Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's nice. For about 5 minutes till your fucking arm falls asleep and you're like, oh shit, I like the idea of this. This is nice. Yes, this is wonderful. I can't feel my fingers anymore. Gonna go with a different thing. Okay, how about just snuggle in, but my arm's gonna be over here. There you go. Now yeah. Real life does not work like the movies. Laurel says that girl that cuts my hair asked me what side my hair part's on. I tell her whatever way it wants to. And Gus says, yep. Yeah. No, real life is, and then finding that person that you can laugh at the idiosyncrasies, the dirties, the not perfected, I can't talk, non-perfections. That's good. That's good. And then don't take yourself so seriously. And it's like, just be honest with yourself. And I'm smart. I'm smart. I'm smart and I'm strong. I ain't good looking. I can be charismatic. Okay. But I ain't won no beauty contest. I probably won't. But that ain't my go-to. But the good thing is a lot of people who that is their go-to, and they really are, That's all they got. And what happens when that wanes? Wayne's World, Wayne's World. You better have something. That's like those sports figures. Oh, you can throw a ball good? Good on you. You can run? Fantastic. What happens when you can't? If you ain't set up with some other strengths, then you're screwed. You are screwed. But I'm a realist. I'm a real guy. I'm real. I ain't one of those lizard people. And I try to have that reflect in my content out there for folks and get them thinking about things. Question the things that they have thought their whole life was the way they are, and yeah, it's probably not. It's probably not. Or it's that way for the reasons they think it is. Probably not. Maybe. It's after 10 o'clock. Time to go pin some hair to the bed. No. Nah, it's fine. But yeah, we're all human. Thank you all for joining the show again. Next show is going to be Wednesday. Hopefully I've been over to Gus's before then. Maybe kill two birds with one stone. Get the snowblower over there and maybe cut up some wood and bring some wood home. Same day. Judy says, I like real. Baby does my look fat in this dress. Yes, baby, it does. And I like a fat ass. Laurel says, good night, everyone. Sleep well. You too, Laurel. Thank you for joining the show. Didn't laugh as much as usual, but we're getting there. We need more of the other folks joining in on the show. But again, Wednesday night, I'll be on. I'll be up bright and early tomorrow morning. Gus says, good night, everyone. Have a great start of the week. Yes, indeed. You'll be hearing from me, Gus. Again, I might as well say it again. Folks who like this show or like my other content on Facebook, and if you don't know where it is, get on Facebook. Look up the Whiskey Cowboy. I got a crap ton of it there. You can feel free to give a single donation or a monthly donation. It'll help it go. This is what I do full time. Judy says, good night, my friends and Cowboy. Look how she got her friends and she got Cowboy. She's going to go, damn it, John. I didn't mean it like that. Well, okay. She goes, hey, how could, come on, I can't pass it up. But again, hey, y'all have a good evening. Have a great week. I'll be up bright and early tomorrow morning, putting out more content on Facebook and then trying to get shit done around the house. I'll be contacting Gus. We'll get a date together where we can get this snowblower looked at and maybe cut up some wood. With that, I will say, let's see here. Let's go over here. Where is it? No, it's not there. That's not there. There it is. With that, God bless and take care.